My Mother, My Mirror. Story by Erica Limones. Read by Ray Lavos.
I grew up with my father and two brothers. Being the older sister meant unintentionally taking on the role of mother. My mother died a long time ago. I was only 5 years old, and my father never talked much about her. Time went on and we grew. My brothers were as different as oil and water. Tony was calm and shy. He was always very obedient. He was not someone to question anything. It was as if we had a little robot at home, a little soldier who only followed orders. I loved that. But I often talked to him explaining that there are times in which we have to know how to defend our rights. On the other hand, Moses was very sociable and quite impulsive by nature. These were qualities that got him into trouble over time. Being sociable in the hood didn't lead to anything good. He got mixed up with the wrong people and involved in more and more dangerous activities. This inevitably led him to prison, and due to lack of resources, he couldn't get out of there. These were hard times, a time in which I had no idea what to do to help my brother. No defense of his case was successful. Everything seemed to point to the fact that he would surely end up as another file in a case that never proceeded. Justice seemed to be concerned with more important cases, and I had to take the situation into my own hands. But I didn't see how to do so. That is until one day I realized that I was practically the mother of this family. As such, the responsibility to defend my brother, or any member of my family for that matter, rested on my shoulders. That's how I made the decision to study the law. The years in university treated me rather harshly, but for some strange reason, I had what it took to be a successful lawyer. It was in that place that I became aware of a part of me that had always been there, but that I had not paid attention to all this time. Graduation day came quickly, and many family members came to see me. Among them was Aunt Amelia, who I had only known in photographs. That was the first time that I met her. After the celebration, she took me out for a coffee. We had a great time. I was stunned when she told me that my mother had been a very successful lawyer who had left her career to take care of her family. She told me many stories that made me realize how similar my mother and I were. I had the same character as my mother, and her same mental sharpness for justice. She was a very determined woman, someone who didn't take no for an answer. The hours passed, and we didn't even notice as we dived deeper into my mother's practically unknown story. The blank slate in my mind began to take on color. Every story that she told me was like a new brushstroke on the painting of my new memories. An incredibly beautiful image had just been formed in my mind, thanks to my aunt. That was the moment that my friendship with Aunt Amelia was born. My first case, and the most important one of my career, was my brother's defense. All that was needed was someone to show a true interest in my brother's situation. Who better than me to give the case the attention that it deserved? The relationship between my brother and I grew stronger as I began preparing his defense. He was drowning in depression and had no hope that he would ever find freedom again. But slowly, all of the efforts began to show enough promise to give him hope again. For Moses, my brother, liberty was now such a valuable thing. It was something that for a long time he had come to believe was impossible. The time that he spent in jail matured him in many ways, and now he is all the more responsible for his actions. But above all, he finally rediscovered optimism in having been given a new beginning and a new opportunity. And as for me, I began a new career. It was a career for which I had been prepared for a long time, even before I was born.